Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and I'm working on more modular city backdrop, and I want to make like a nature kind of like overgrown, maybe an herbalist or something lives here one, just because I don't have a good reason. So the smart move would be, if you're making this, is to not use super or hot glue. Okay, the smart move would be to use white glue for something like this. But I have to do it in one take, and I don't have time for drying, so I'm going to do mine with hot glue. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm gluing a door on. I want this door to be different than my other doors, just because I'm just going for a different look. So now that I have that, I want to make some grooves in there and tear that up a little bit. So I'm just going to use a little wooden tool, or a little metal tool here, to just drag some lines through here and make that look okay. And then I'm just going to get some pieces of cardstock. This one's a little thin, but it might work. I'm going to do a thin line across here, just like that. Let that sit for a minute. Let me get another piece. I don't know if I have another thin one like that, so I'll just make one real quick. It's about the same size. Something like that. Cool, cool, cool. And then I need like something vertical there to be my, like, where my door handle hooks on. Okay. I'm just going to use a knife to get that on there. Okay. I had a little bit of glue come out. I'm just going to grab my knife and scrape that off. Okay, too easy. Now those extra pieces, we don't want those, so we'll just cut those off. Okay, let's surround that in bricks. I'm going to use small bricks. Again, white glue would be better for this, no doubt. Ow. That's a little warm. It'd be alright. Okay. Let me get my small bricks out first. Looks like 4 is about the right height there. So I'm going to grab out 4. Oh, I got 5. Whatever. Okay. Now, you'll see right here, I had some glue squeezed through. I'm just going to get my knife, try to cut that and pull it out. Just like that. Let's go across the top using those small kind of bricks. I don't know how many I need. I'm going to grab 5 again. I'm only going to do half at a time. Looks like 4 is the magic number there. Again. Okay. Sweet. Alright. So I'm going to do a window also, because I want to have like a planter box of some sort. So to do my window, I'm just going to pick a height that I think would be good. And I'm just going to cut a couple pieces at that height. Make myself a little window. Let me get a sanding block. I'm just gonna take those corners off so the cut where it's squeezes out from the cut is kind of gone. There we go. Now I'm gonna do a window. I kind of want to put windows up there too, but we're not gonna be able to see those, I'm guessing. So to do my window, I'm just gonna kind of do something like that. Okay, let's get those in place. And let's get some more of those small bricks again. I don't know how many I'm going to need. Okay. Looks like 2 across the bottom will be adequate. 2 across the top is probably going to be adequate too. Oh, I wish I hadn't done the bottom. I was going to do a planter box. Oh, it's not too late. We can make that work somehow. That's probably going to be 3 up the side is my guess. Okay. And you're probably thinking, hey, Doom, all the other ones were really easy. Yeah, they were, weren't they? That was what was nice about them. That time's kind of over with. 3 is going to be not the best fit, but we're going to just make it go 3. We'll call that a win. Just like that. Cool. Do we need a little piece in here? Well, yes and no, we don't really. But we do need to get in there with that metal sharp thing I had and rough up that wood a little bit. Okay. Now, for my door handle and for my, what do we call those, the shutters, pardon me, I'm just going to get a little piece of cardboard and some little teeny beads, 2 of these, and a little teeny wooden one to be a round door handle, just like that. Okay. And to get those in place, what is that? Synthetic sponges. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get a little bit of glue in here, just like this. Okay. And I'm gonna grab tweezers. Did I put those away? I lost the tweezers. There they are. So, for my door handle, just a little bit of glue. Whoops. Come on. Bad word. Just a little bit of glue there. Looks like that. I'm going to dip my little handles in here. Kind of put those in place too. I don't know how good those are going to stay like that. Probably need a little bit more glue, but this thing's it just drips out pretty heavy. I don't want it to do that. We'll just absorb up some of that super glue real quick. Spread it around a little bit. There we go. And then that'll be sturdy. All right. So for the rest of our brickwork, what I want to do is use bigger bricks. Something like that. So I'm going to just come across here with some bigger bricks, like I said. Throw my glue gun on the ground, obviously. I'm looking for kind of ones that are shorter. But if we have to cut some off, we have to cut some off. And that's okay too. Alright. A little bit of sneeze action there, no problem. Okay. something like this. And we want to just fill it in slowly and make it look good. And we want to go up at least about halfway with the brick. And you can leave little gaps if you need to. Or if the gap is too significant that you don't think you can deal with it nicely, just shove a little piece of foam in there and put some glue in it. For example, right here, I'm just going to shove a little piece of brick in there like that, and that'll hold and look okay. Okay, now up this side here, I'm going to try to use some smaller pieces to fill this, so I'm not wasting a bunch of brick. Oops. Just like that. Okay, let's try to go across one line across the top here and see how we line up. Something like this. Because that's about how high up I want my brick to go. Okay, something like that. Then we got to fill the rest of this in. Something like that. Then I'm worried this is not going to fit the way I have it, so I'm going to cut a brick in half. Try to make a little pieces that fit in this groove. Just like that. Just going to force that in there. Just like that. And I need one more small piece like that. Something like that. I think that'll look nice. It's got a good looking bricky look to it. Then I want to come across the top here and do some plank stuff. So to do the plank stuff that I want to do is going to require me first to make some uprights. Of plank. They're going to go there. Okay. So I'm just going to get that on there like that. And that on there like that. And then I'm going to cut those off later. I'm going to have to blow my nose soon too. All right. So would it have been smarter to cut that with a knife? Probably. That's probably the wise way to do that. Okay, so I want this to look like plank, like log or lumber or timber or whatever. Okay, and then this part should be pretty easy. I'll just cut some of this. To be my planks. That was terrible. Put that down. Just like that. Too easy. Gotta blow my nose real quick. All right, where was I? I'm just leaving little gaps there to make it have some texture and some layer as I'm working. Okay. There's a real thin one there. I'm just going to cut this piece a little thin and make it fit. Okay. Something like that. And I am going to cut that off, but in a minute. I kind of like to have a plank going across the top, but you're not going to see it, so I don't want to do that. All right. Now, I don't think you'll see these, especially if I do them on the rough side of cardstock and not the smooth side. But I'm just going to try. Shit. You won't see that anyways. We'll hide that. That will be hidden. Damn it. Alright, we're going to put a piece up here to hide that. So what I want to do is make a piece to hide that. Send that out a little bit. Okay. Okay, something like that. Let's get that in place. There we go. See, it worked out to where we had that anyways. No problem. All right, so that's going to be our front side. I got a little piece of glue there I don't like. Looks alright. Let's get the sides on it. Something like that. Cool, 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 cool. No. Okay. Dang it, that is not wanting to play nice. Not at all. Okay. Sweet. All right. Pluck some of the hot glue out of my hand. All right, so for the sides, I was just going to do it real easy and not go for nearly the amount of texture or detail that I did on the front. So I'm just going to come here, make my line, something like that. And that's going to sturdy up those sides a little bit anyways. I'm going to turn it that way. Just cut off my excess and keep going. Since you don't really see the sides, I didn't see the point of putting a bunch of effort into trying to make them perfect. So my plan is to just, you bastard, that burns. Just kind of do something like this. Make it quick. Something like that. And we'll just use a small piece of something left over up here on the corner. Like that. Okay. And let's do this side. I'll turn it this way so I can do my easy scissor snip thing. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. A thin kind of piece. Something. I don't really have one, so we're just going to use this piece that I have. Okay. Okay, now just rough these up a little bit. No one's really going to see them that much unless this happens to be your end piece. Even then, only one player is really going to have access to it, whoever's sitting to your left or right. I mean, I sit on the other side of the table, so for me it's like a different thing, but... Something like that. Let me stretch my back. And we got to make our roof. Let's see if this fits pretty good. It's a little small. No problem. Is this big enough? No. Alright, no problem. Okay. Get you some cardstock or something to put back here. Anything will work. I'm going to use some of these Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards or whatever they are. Because they're thin and I have them. Something like that. Then get a piece of cut off this thing, popsicle stick. Let's start making our roof. So you just want to kind of get in there and kind of twist it back and forth. Do it a little bit. Just switch the angles up a little bit as you go. Just a few degrees, really. Maybe even half a degree at times, just to make it have a different kind of look. Something like that. Then if there's any spots where you feel like there's just not good division, you just come in, or if you just want to make things a little more interesting, you just come in and chop where you want there to be a groove. You could do every single one of them if you wanted to. That's probably overkill, but let's do it and see how it looks. Probably not the way to go. Especially with a dull ass knife. I said ass knife. Something like that. I don't like the way that looks. I'm going to pinch it out. Okay. Then you put your roof on. Just like that. Okay, and let that solidify in place. Then let's make some planters for this. I don't have a plan. Could do one of these. Really could just use that one instead of making a new one. Let's make a planter. Alright, first thing you're going to need is a Jenga block from the Dollar Tree. You're going to need some of this. Let me get in here actually and squirt some glue. Okay. So you want to just get some pieces taller than your Jenga block. You want those about the same height each. Okay. You're going to need a few of them for your planter. And I want my planter to be right up against my building, I think, is my plan. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see in a minute. I do want to hook it to the building, I think is what I want to do. So, okay. Get a good bond. And if I'm going right up against the building, I don't need to worry about too much else. Except for making sure that these all are sturdy and look good. Okay. All right. Something like that. That's going to go right up against the building, right? So let's cut this into some stones. Okay, something like that. And just kind of come back in with your pen and open everything up. So you know that if you want to put stuff in here, like plants and stuff, you need some kind of dirt or something. And we kind of want to do that in this portion. So my thought is, as much as I hate it, is to shove that right on the front there, like that. I don't hate it. And we're going to fill that with something so it dries. Now, super glue would be the obvious choice. But I'm going to use some wood glue. Because I don't want to make a giant mess. So I'm going to get some wood glue. I'm going to paint that thing full to the brim on all sides. Up to the edges. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to get some sand. And I'm not going to be able to black paint this with my Mod Podge right away, that's all. I'm just going to fill this up carefully so I don't make a big mess with sand. And I'm going to let that dry. So you can see how it's going to look. Something like that. And then we're going to use a lot of overgrowth and some vines and stuff on this build. It's going to look alright. So anyways, that's going to be the overgrown kind of like herbalist shack. And I'm going to have some other stuff on here too, you know, decoration wise to make it look good. I'm going to do some flowers and it's just going to be dumb. I'm going to go look for my vines because I do have vines. I don't know where they are, but I have some. I'll look for them. Thanks for watching. Hold on. Rubbing those. There's these. Oh, shizen. Oh. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all that happy crappy. Leave comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.